It's your Sleepless God back with a new video. What if Midoriya was broken? Part 5. I'm guessing most of the time. Last time we left off, Midoriya was basically sleeping in an old abandoned apartment. As he left the apartment, basically leaving his cat named Inko, as he basically hiked into the forest and basically went to an old cave site, it looks like, that's been basically caved out by katana slashes. It looks like Midori's basically been slashing this entire hole up piece by piece with his katana. As when he finally got out, he went out of the hole and he went back into his apartment. As he started hearing voices, as he started hearing that Inko, like the cat, and he slammed the door down. As there was three guys there was three teenagers and a bunch of beer bottles. There was like a really big guy that looks like he didn't drink that much. It literally didn't look like maybe he was like the designated drive-in or something like that. The looked like an animal guy, almost like his entire, like both his legs were literally rabbit, like entire rabbit legs with it seemed like his nails were like claw-like almost. As the other guy, it looks like he had his powers was like he could make katanas, like almost like this illusionary katana in this sense. As when Midoriya was like, bro, give me the cat back, there kind of was like almost like this face off, but Midoriya kind of showed bloodlust in this sense where they never felt it before, and they were like, if you don't give me the fucking cat, I'll make Vad the Impaler look like a child act. As the animal guy gave him the cat, as the sword guys pulled out another katana as he slashed twice, as Midoriya with a simple slash shattered both his katanas, as he drop kicked him, or no, pushed him into the chest, as he laid back, as Midoriya gave this slight cut on his cheek, as they all three of as he basically grabbed Midoriya, grabbed Inko, walked out of the building, as they were like, oh my gosh, who the fuck did we meet it? What did we meet? As one of them that's the devil, and he's like, as the big guy was like, that's not the devil, that's the Grim Reaper. We just met the fucking Grim Reaper. As that's where we left off. As let's start the video. As we started in a kind of a different view set than we usually start. If it's not in Midoriya's view set, it's one of the kids, as it's the Sora kid. As we now learn his name is Jonathan. As he basically sneaks into his house a little bit later than usual, than probably he should be, as he's like, okay, what time is it? As he looks over it, it's 7 o'clock ish, and he's like, okay, I'm good. I'm not late or anything. It's pretty early actually. Let me just start getting. As he turns on his light, as he sees his dad sitting in a chair, and he's like, "Where were you?" As he looks at him, but he doesn't look with his full face. He only looks with one eye, because he doesn't want to show him the half of the face who had just been cut. It's just walking around with my friends, Bob and Kevin, those two, walking around with them. Yeah, I know Bob and Kevin. Yeah, I know. As he sniffs him, and he's like, you don't have to lie to me. I know you've been drinking alcohol. He's like, yeah, but it doesn't feel good. I don't care if you drink alcohol or not. It would be better though if you tell me you're drinking alcohol. Because I don't care if you drink alcohol. I know you're 17 years old. You're almost 18 years old. You're going to be living life. You're going to be drinking alcohol. I'm just telling you this now. Please tell me beforehand or tell me afterhand that yeah, so if you have someone to give a designated driver to or anything like that, so you don't die. So I don't care if you drink alcohol. Just be safe about it. okay? It's like his dad is like super cool about it, but he's also like trying to be strict. It's like, don't worry about it, Dad. We're like super broke anyway. We don't have enough money to buy alcohol anyway, not a lot. And he's like, and also, Bob's not drinking. Bob will never drink. You should know this. As he turns just an inch too much, as his eyes catch next to him, as his head twitches, as he's like, what happened to your face? It's like, nothing, bro. I just let me just go to the bathroom real quick. As his dad stops him and says, Jonathan, turn around. As he turns around, as he sees the cut on his face, as he's like, what the fuck did you do? As he's like, I did nothing. It was a small accident. I tripped some glass. That's not glass slash. And I know. You've been dancing since you were like 5. You're way too agile and you're way too quick to ever trip, even while drunk. What happened? Let me okay, sit down. As his dad's like, sits down, as Jonathan pulls up a chair too, as he's like, so what happened was we were in an abandoned apartment. That's where we usually drink because, it's abandoned, no one's there, we can just chill out and talk and bullshit for a little bit. Kid stuff. As his dad's like, yeah, understandable, I understand, I get it, don't tell your mother, I tell her, this is okay. As they're like, yeah, of course, I'll take a shower before this, and sober up a little bit, drink some water, okay? So he's like, yeah, I understand, but we saw a cat. It was a really cool cat because it was mixed with black and green stripes. It was a mixture of black and green, and that's unusual. As he's like, yeah. So we started playing around with the cat a little bit. As we saw a kid around 14 to 15 years old bust down the door. Seemed like it was his cat. Maybe he lived there, and I was a little cocky. I was a couple of drinks in. It was a stupid mistake by me. I was a fucking idiot. It's not his fault. As his dad's like, as he puts his hand up and he says, "Finish the story. Finish what happened." As I pulled out both of my double katanas. As his dad kind of like looks at him and he says, I double slashed recklessly. I shouldn't have done it. As he broke both of my katanas, my energy katanas. As he looks at him and says, what? Oh yeah, he shattered both of my katanas with ease. And he put me on my back. And he gave me this little mark. As you can see, like, it's almost like this black mark now. It's not bleeding anymore, it's just a scratch. He says, we think he's the Reaper. As like, what? Like his bloodlust amount was too high to be anything else. He was almost like a monster. As his dad was like, was anyone else there? He's like, yeah, Kevin was there. Kevin, Ruby, not Ruby. What's her name? The pro hero with the. Are you talking about? As both of them are like trying to think for a couple seconds, as both of them like seem like they both hit the same. They're like, Animal Girl with the rabbit legs. They're like, yeah, like him, him. Like he was there too, and it seemed like when we both fielded it, he sobered up instantaneously and he gave him the cat. Bob was trying to cool us down from the beginning, that genius motherfucker, but we won't listen to him. And this is my calling card for it. As did you hurt the kid at all? Did anything happen to the kid? Because it seems like you were the aggressors in this scenario, so we can't really do anything against him in any sense, except if he was like if his parents are dead and blah blah blah. But that's more of like no, except kind of, well, I double slashed, of course, yeah, but you didn't hit him. Did Kevin did anything? Kevin kicked him in the side. Rabbit legs? Yeah. That would break most people's bones. I know from, well, you know her as Rabbit Girl, but I know her as Ruby. Ruby. I don't call her by her name. It's fucking hilarious. She gets so angry at me. Um, if you don't know, her name, just literally look up. Out of this. This is Sleepless Guy myself. I'm bringing out of the show. If you don't know who the fuck I'm talking about, if you don't remember her name, just look up Rabbit Girl. It's the one with the very with the Rabbit Girl ears and like Rabbit Girl legs, who is like super tan almost and like super fucking big, like abs of steel. That woman, if I could, I would smash so hard, but she'd probably laugh at me. But she has stamina like probably a champ. I don't know what to say. But back into contest as yeah, but it seemed like it did nothing to him. Nothing at all. Yeah, it's weird because he's like wrong side. What do you mean? He's like, it was, oh, as you can see his eyes, like the like Jonathan's eyes just widen as he's like, stitches. What? He had stitch marks all around his face, like almost in the smileless grin, and like the other part of his face was almost like this dark aura side. I didn't even notice it before, but now because I'm sobered up, when he was looking at us and he started laughing a little bit, his stitch marks broke. As his dad looks at him and says, "That's a problem." As he's like, what do you mean? Most people who have those marks on their face are usually gang related in some sense or another, or family related. A couple of the family members, a couple of the family that we've seen, some of the gang related, has these marks of like this smiling face, and they stitch those marks, those like face together until they fight, and then they snap it while smiling, so they can fight with this toothy grin. It's all weird cult relationship. But if you're telling me this kid almost had this grin on his face, like the smiling grin and all that stuff, this might be bigger, and we might actually have to talk about this a little bit more with the other parents. As he's like, but like he just might not just be a normal kid, and he might just accidentally have like this. Yeah, but you like, what did it look like? As he's like, his dad was like, it was a straight line for a couple seconds, and it bounced up like almost like a hill peak, and it shot back down like almost like a mountain, and it went straight. It's like, yeah, that's the same scars. Does the like did it like almost look like it's, what did the other side look like? It's like it was completely black almost. Like I thought it was just shadows or anything like that, but no. It was almost dim light. It was dim lightish even then, but I can only see like straight black. And it's like, I don't know what that is. That's not anything related to what I'm talking about, but it could be his quirk in any sense, but I have no idea how that could ever work. As both of them like look at each other and they're like, well, talk about it in the morning. Hide that scar a little bit, but he doesn't say like hide it. He says, just put a band-aid on it a little bit. You'll be fine. Take a shower though, and just remember, your mother's on nights. So in the morning, get the fuck out of her way, and do not talk to her. Okay? As he's like, yeah, understandable. As we see Midoriya we finally go back to Midoriya. As Midoriya is, uh, he's starting to move in as he's like as he looks up at the clock and looks up at the sky. He's like 7:35 ish, 7:36 probably. As he's like okay, let me check if I have everything. As he starts checking, he's like toothbrush, toothpaste. He's like checking. As you see, like this is like almost a home in a sense. Like he has a sleeping bag. He has everything he basically needs. Uh, Inko is in the bed right now, laying. As he's checking all his shit. As he's like, he's like, where is it? Where the fuck is it? As Inko kind of raises up her head a little bit, as he's like, it's nothing too big of a deal that I can not grab yesterday, but it's pretty important. As he looks like he's checking a bag. His bag is like almost like this bluish gray bag ish with like almost like this electronic lines down it. As he's like, gosh, I knew these kids would be stupid. Fuck. Why did I forgot it? As the cat Ingo looks up and he's like, don't worry about it too much. Just as he zips up the bag, as he puts it down, as he's like, just I will be gone in the morning, so I will not be here right in the morning. I have to check something out a little bit. As just be prepared, okay? As Inko shakes his head as Midoriya unzips the zipper on the sleeping bag, as he crawls in, as he starts to fall asleep. As you see, fuck, what's his name? What did I name him? As you see like Jonathan. Did I name him Jonathan? Did I? The kid with the double swords. I'll figure this out later. I'll write down the names. But you figure his dad calls Ruby as he's like, "Hey, Rubes!" She's like, I hate that fucking nickname, right? And if I hear you say it out loud in public, I'll kick your head off. As he's like, yeah, I know. That's why I keep on calling you that. But, did you son come home late-ish? 7 o'clock. Nothing too late. Smell like booze to me. Yeah, but, that's normal kid stuff. Yeah, I know. But, did you see his eyes or anything like that? As Ruby, she kind of like, he looked like he just saw the devil. Exactly. My kid said a story to me. Might be interesting. As he repeats the story, I'm not repeating it. I'm not fucking repeating it. It's already been twice. As Rube's like, she's like, did you hear of Bob's dad of this? It's like, no, but I was thinking you can handle that better, better connection, all that stuff. As she's like, okay, but you know what that means, right? We have to go to the area and check it out. Mm-hmm. As she called Bob and tells him the entire story. As he's like, okay, I'll be there tomorrow. Let's say 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock, that's she's like, a little bit late, isn't it? It's like, yeah, yes, but I have, daycare, with, and, my wife has a job. She's working till 10, and she goes till 10. I want to give her an hour, 30 minutes to herself, and then she can take care of the kids, and it takes me around 30 minutes to get down there. Why not 11? As she's like, yeah, perfectly fine with me, but just a little late, yeah, but, it can definitely, if we go early, we might might not find anything either. So just think in mind, just understand. As she's like, okay, 11. I'll remind him that it will be at 11. I'll text him. As Bob's dad is like, understandable. As she texts him saying 11, they all say okay with it, as they are all ready to go. As everyone has a sleepless night. As this is where we're ending off the video. As I hope you guys liked it. Just remember, I'm still doing. I wish I could do a poll, but I just did another video of. I just did a new video of what if the Huntic universe, in a certain way, was part of the My Hero Academia universe. And if you guys haven't watched that, I would love if you guys saw it. Also, if you guys don't like it, just be like, guys, this fucking sucks. Stop this. This sucks. And I'll be like, okay, I'll do something else. Or be like, what do you guys want to do? But I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.